kind of interesting when characters from like one series go and like totally get involved in another. So a lot of Star Trek Next Generation people like LeVar Burton and Whoopi Goldberg were involved in Captain Planet, and then you had like... Oh shoot, I wasn't even paying attention! Cloud died! Oh my god! Epic fail. I can't believe that. Okay, well I guess we gotta heal Barrett. Are you kidding me? What? Oh my god, don't reminisce about old cartoons. Will you play this? Oh my god. Game over screen, : game over. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we are checking out a Sony Computer Entertainment of America classic known as Final Fantasy VII. This game was developed, of course, by Squaresoft. Interesting bit of trivia, it was originally developed for the Super Nintendo, although the folks at Square wanted to use full motion video and things like that, and the Super Nintendo couldn't handle it, so they updated it to the N64, and then they realized that the cartridge system that Nintendo was using for the N64 couldn't handle it, so they switched to the PlayStation. And Final Fantasy's kind of been a PlayStation series ever since, although I totally have lost track of the series in recent times. I'm sure it's multi-platform now, as many games have become over the years. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But back in the days of Final Fantasy VII, at least, in the days of this glorious, what is this, like a harp introduction? This is a very interesting title screen, actually. Very few games actually like really give you credits. Like a credit roll, like a movie. Like, this is different, I suppose. And I mean, Final Fantasy VII was very, very different. One of the most expensive video games of all time when it was created. There's that giant sword that was so iconic. It was the first Final Fantasy game to be in completely 3D, I think? Pretty sure it was. 3D was a huge deal back in the day, guys. Many people may not realize this if the PlayStation has just always been a thing your whole life, but when the PlayStation 1 came out, literally every company was trying to, at about that era, every company was trying to take all their franchises and make them 3D. Just 3D was the huge thing. Polygons were so much cooler than sprites. If your game wasn't in 3D, it was garbage. Nobody liked it. I think they kind of shoehorned 3D into too many games back then. Now things have kind of cooled off, and if you want to make a game in 2D, it's no big deal anymore. But when 3D was kind of the new technology, it was the shiny new toy that everyone wanted. Anyway, here we are, floating through space. I'm pretty sure we're a corpse, because we have this horrific sounding music in the background. Oh, there we go. I guess we were a girl thinking about space. Just kind of dreaming about what it would be like to be in space. There's sparks flying out of the electrical socket in our house. That can't be a good sign. Green sparks. We're just going to walk away from it, though. We got our basket of flowers. Good shopping trip. And, ooh. So, Final Fantasy VII here takes place in a steampunk kind of alternative future. That was actually one of the huge, cool elements of it. The Final Fantasy series has actually kind of confused me over the years. Like, I was never a huge Final Fantasy player, and part of it was I didn't really understand what the series was ever supposed to be about. Because in the original games, the Final Fantasy 1 and 2, it seemed to be very medieval focused and fantasy. But by Final Fantasy VII, it was like all steampunky. And apparently the games aren't really even directly sequels to each other. I don't really understand it. Maybe, I'll talk more about it, but maybe someone can fill me in if they understand Final Fantasy better than I clearly do. But here we are, watching a full motion video. This would have blown minds back in the day. You gotta understand this. You know, we didn't have full motion videos in computer games back in the day. Oh, we got, like, just people getting off a train, just starting a fight. Yeah. I think that's our guy, Cloud Strife. He's the guy that essentially, if you've ever seen any promotional posters for this game, and I'm sure you have, he is the guy. Whoa, we're right into it. We didn't even have like a start screen or anything like that. Yeah, there it is. He's the guy with the giant sword. Okay. Okay, don't stop hitting me in the face. We want to attack this guy. Boom! Oh man, if you're standing close enough to someone, that they can use a giant sword on you and you've got a machine gun, you are standing too close, my friend. Because here's a pro tip. Even if you have a giant machine gun, if you just stand there waiting for your quote-unquote power to regenerate and let someone take a slice at you with a giant sword, you're probably going down. Gain experience and AP. AP's action points, probably. Well, they start you at level 6. It's pretty sweet. And we just got boosted to level 7. I wonder what would happen if we failed that first fight. Did they, like, plan for that contingency and, that'd be funny if they did, and make like a video to shame you, to be like, come on dude, it's the first fight. All you needed to do was press a button a couple times. So here's kind of like the overworld, which is kind of cool. We kind of get this isometric view here. Wow, used to be a soldier alright. Not every day you find one in a group like Avalanche. Was that me talking or him? Soldier, aren't they the enemy? What's he doing with Avalanche? Okay, so we're not going to focus too much on sort of getting the story out of this game, as we normally don't. Anyone who's familiar with my series knows that we normally kind of skip through the story parts, because with limited time, I don't want to focus too much on that. I want to focus more on the gameplay. But I will tell you, I did a little bit of reading about this game. Again, not being a Final Fantasy guy, I don't know the story off by heart. But you are Cloud Strife in this game, and you have joined an eco-terrorist group named Avalanche to stop an evil megacorp. They're always the evil megacorps, guys. Those are always the bad guys in these games. The evil megacorp, Shinra, who is draining Earth's life force. We're gonna stop them. Captain Planet would be proud. Jay. I don't care where your names are. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. Yeah, that's right. They're all like, "What's your name?" And I like tell them, and they're like, "Well, my name is like, blah, blah, blah. I honestly don't care. Honestly, I really don't care who you are. I have no interest in getting to know you. I'm glad you wanted to get to know me, but I'm kind of a one-sided dick like that." Ex-soldier, huh? Don't trust ya. Is he gonna fight me? Oh. Barrett. Okay, well, fine. That's a fair enough name. I don't need to name my companions. If you push the directional button, while pushing the cancel button, you run. Okay. Sounds good. I actually figured that out already. Now, again, this would have been pretty crazy. These, like, changes in camera. This 3D-ness. Actually, the animations kind of remind me of... You don't see it too much in modern cartoons, but if you look at older cartoons, it's kind of like they airbrush painted the backgrounds. Like, look how detailed the backgrounds are and stuff. And look at my character. He's like brighter colors, and he doesn't look as detailed. If you ever watch like an old Looney Tunes, the cartoons are set up like that. I remember The Simpsons being one of the few cartoons where the background was drawn with the same level of detail as the characters. And I always wondered kind of why they did that. Because I guess they were taking advantage of the fact that the backgrounds don't change as much, so you could spend more time painting it and making it look better. But to be honest, it kind of made the characters always look a little out of place. The Simpsons got it right, in a way, by making the background and the characters look the same level of quality and detail. But I don't know, that's just a... I wouldn't even call it a pet peeve, because it doesn't really bother me, it's just something I've always thought about. Ooh, take a potion. Let's just take everything. Not only do we murder these guys, we're straight up robbing them. Boom. So as I said, this game was originally developed for the SNES. And then it was shifted to the N64. Eventually they shifted it to the PlayStation. I think around this time, I mean, the N64 was the beginning of Nintendo's problems with third-party developers, because Nintendo's kind of been recovering from that for a long time. And it really started with the N64 because the PlayStation and the N64, they had this big falling out, and then Sony decided to create their own system. The PlayStation was supposed to be a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo, I believe, originally. Whoa, did I just absorb that dude? He literally walked into me, I absorbed him. I have the power of 2 within me now. Okay, wait. Oh man, I was not paying attention to those guys at all. Okay. I was gonna say, if there's something I have to do to move on, that's gonna be problematic. Ooh, we can look at the guys. Okay, we got Jay and Barrett. Probably don't have much to equip right here. I do love that they just threw me in the action. I remember a long time ago when I played, Tactics Ogre. There's a lot of story at the beginning, and that was fine, to be totally honest. But as far as making the Let's Play, it meant I had to skip a lot of the opening stuff, and there was tons of tutorial and stuff. this game, you can already feel that this is a quote-unquote better game. I mean, this game was wildly successful, and you can kind of start to see why, because even though there's probably going to be a lot we can do in this game, they're throwing you into the action and they're building it up in a pretty, stable way, where you just started the game. You don't have to go through a complicated tutorial. There's not tons and tons of backstory. You're getting the backstory as you go. I guess we're in an elevator here. That guy just came out of my... I don't know where he came out of. He was with me or in me or something like that. I'm not going to speculate on that one. Anyway, just the brief thing I was saying about... The planet's dying, Jay! The brief thing I was saying about Nintendo and their third parties is that the N64... Nintendo has sort of a rocky history with third parties because they've definitely tried to control them a lot. It was necessary, actually, and Nintendo doing that really saved the gaming industry because after the crash of '83, it was kind of necessary. People lost faith in video games because Atari let anyone make games, and a lot of crappy games came out. So the fact that Nintendo did try to control their third parties was a good thing back in the era of the NES. By the time the gaming industry had kind of emerged, let's see what this guy can do. Oh, he can get shot in the shoulder with a laser. But by the time of the N64, Nintendo was still trying to control third parties, and the industry had matured a little, so there wasn't as many sort of bad games being made, and basically their efforts to try and do what they did during the NES era kind of backfired. And also the fact that the N64 ran on cartridges, which meant Nintendo had total control over how many games you could make and how you could even produce your games, and the cartridges held less stuff than like the CDs because they wanted to put full motion videos into Final Fantasy. I mean, all these things just compounded and meant that, third-party developers were probably going to look elsewhere because it was a bit of a hassle to work with Nintendo. And as I say, that's sort of a challenge they've been, working on ever since. Did he go in here? I didn't even see where that guy went. Oh, yep, that's a door. All right, so where are we even? Oh, we can hop. We decided to run into some weird abandoned factory here, and now we're just... I don't even know what we're doing. We're freedom fighters. Do I have to fight this guy? I thought he was on my team. Whoa, these gangs are getting more sophisticated. I always thought Japanese RPG games were kind of funny, because the characters all just kind of stand there waiting for their turn to attack. And after he shoots, he's like, I need a bit of a break now. Guess I'll just stand here and wait for a bit. Okay. I'll attack. What the hell are those things? Weird floaty plants? I'm fighting some kind of weird monkey cyborg. I mean, this is probably partly why the Final Fantasy series confused me. I do like this form of RPG combat. It's sort of a more action-y way to do combat. If you look at really old, there were SRI, Dungeons & Dragons games that were on DOS way back in the day, or things like Wizardry or whatever, you just sort of took turns assigning who you wanted your characters to attack. And it was just if it wasn't your turn, it was the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and that's fine. But these Japanese RPGs kind of took that one step forward, pushed the OK in front of a ladder, after that use the directions. Okay? Thanks for the tip, bro. But if you look at these Japanese RPGs, what they did is they infused a little bit of real-time action into the mix, which is cool. Received a potion. Potions are totally a staple. We're just getting a steam to the face right now. But potions were totally a staple of RPGs. They still are. RPGs are hilarious in that, heroes, after they defeat enemies, they're like, ooh, a bottle of juice. I'm just gonna drink it, I guess. And miraculously, it actually heals you. That must be the mother of all Powerades. If you could drink a potion, it could actually heal you. And you know what else I've always wondered? In the real world, how do hit points actually translate into damage? If you had hit points, let's say you lost 1 hit point. What does that mean? Does that mean you're a little tired? Does it mean you have a bruise? Does it mean you have a little cut on your finger? And then if you've lost 50 hit points, what does that mean? Does it mean you have 50 little cuts? Or does it mean you've lost a hand? And if you lost a hand, that's pretty significant. I don't know how you could ever recover from that. There's sort of this idea, hit points are just a number we assign to our characters. But they're really hard to actually translate into real damage. Received restore materia. Okay. Oh, that guy came out of me again. When we blow this place, this ain't gonna be nothing more than a hunk of junk. You set the bomb. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it. Okay, we're bickering over who's setting a bomb right now. What are we blowing up? Like a steam factory? Like we're sick of all the steam that's polluting our air. Ah, goddamn moisture. What's wrong, Jay? I guess there probably is pollution coming out of this factory. I mean, the premise of the game is that there's an evil corporation sucking the life force out of Final Fantasy. Actually, that's one thing that I do kind of think is consistent, maybe, between Final Fantasy with my very limited knowledge and experience of it, because I do remember the Final Fantasy movie. If anyone out there ever saw this movie, it was not a very well-received movie. Okay, they have a giant mechanical scorpion guarding their steam factory, and I think he just evaporated me into another dimension. I don't know what the hell that was. That was like a negative steam bath. Oh, can we attack him? There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, here's a pro tip, dude. Just keep shooting your machine gun. You don't have to, like, wait your turn. You can be rude about it. This is like how gentlemen fight. They're like, alright, sir, now it's your turn. I'm just gonna catch my breath here. I feel a little winded. I don't know what the hell that attack is. He's like shining lights on me. They're like, oh, he's totally gonna be stunned by how bright this light's gonna be. This is gonna be awesome. What was I talking about before? Hit points not translating well. Eco-terrorism. Oh, Gaia! Oh yeah, the, what's that limit thing? Okay, do it. What is this? I feel like that Megazord is gonna come in super handy here. Boom! I just hit him with the sword really hard that time. I was like, enough messing around. Let's actually hit him hard. Attack while his tail is up. It's gonna counterattack with lasers. Okay. Tail laser. Yeah, he attacked. You know, maybe I should start using some of those potions or something, because I think my guys are actually pretty low in health. In fact, Jay's about to die. Oh my god, he had like a Mega Man fireball? No, I think he's about to kill me. I think he's actually about to kill me. Damn it. Jay's down. He's just face down in the dirt. Bear's not looking so good. You know what, now that I think about it, why were they giving me all those potions? Probably to heal up. They probably wanted me to heal before I went into this battle. I totally should have done it. Game over. You failed. We set the bomb though, right? So it explodes with us in there. Whoa, like a film. And why did they have game over twice? Like, just in case you didn't read the first title, it really is a game over. We're not joshing you here. Okay. So, good thing we saved. We're totally gonna go ahead and continue. Uh-oh. Oh, are you serious? Oh, I walked into the save point, but I totally didn't save anything. God damn it. Turns out this cutscene was actually unskippable. I didn't try and skip it my first time through, but I now would like to skip it so I can recover where we were. Can't skip it. It's funny to think that it took, like, supercomputers to render this back in the day, but these days you could render something like this probably on your home computer. Maybe not a home computer, but you definitely don't need supercomputers anymore. It's really a testament to how far we've come in terms of technology. I mean, I think I've read that the cell phones that we use are more powerful than the computers that sent the astronauts into space. That's pretty damn impressive, guys. It's kind of funny how you get pulled into these battles, but when I get to the overworld again, it's not like I saw anything here. It's kind of like my guy was walking through the factory here, and he was like, oh, I missed. How'd that happen? I'm walking through the factory here, I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, there was a cougar and a guard here. And by the way, guarding your factory with, like, some freaking alien cougar, it's pretty badass. Back attack? Okay, if my guys just took 2 seconds to turn around, this would no longer be a back attack. And those things, well, I got one hit in. Ah, you got one in. Now you're dead. Seriously, what am I fighting? I look like I'm fighting some kind of weird droids or something. With like one weird cyborg man. I guess enemies in RPGs don't have to make a whole lot of sense. Boom! Blew apart your droid. It's also funny how, no matter what enemy you fight, they almost always carry gold. Those two like little plants that I killed, yeah, they had some gold on them. Yeah, they were gonna buy plant things after this little battle. Yeah! Imagine you were actually in a factory and somebody stopped you and is like, to use a ladder, put both hands on it and climb down slowly. Like you're some kind of idiot. Like, what works in this game would not work in reality. Okay, we're more or less caught up to kind of where we were. Although I will definitely totally save it down here. So, as I was saying before I was so rudely defeated by some giant scorpion monster, the Final Fantasy movie, The Spirits Within. I don't know if anyone's seen that before, but it is a movie that was made... press menu and select. Okay. Wait, what? There we go. Oh, apparently there was a bad guy right there. They just phased into reality out of nowhere. Whoa, what the heck is that? Oh my god, this is gonna be quite a fight actually. That thing looks tough. But Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. Interesting movie. It also relates to this idea of Gaia, like the Final Fantasy games. So as I said, in this game, there's this evil megacorp that's draining Gaia's life force, which Gaia is supposed to be like the spirit of Earth or something like that. They also have Gaia in the movie. Although that's kind of the only tie-in. When I went to see Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, I was expecting to see Cloud, to see this giant sword. I mean, that's the most iconic thing about Final Fantasy at around that time. And again, not being a Final Fantasy guy, I didn't understand how basically every Final Fantasy game and movie kind of has nothing to do with one another. Like, I guess they're only very loosely related. So I didn't really understand how the movie fit into the franchise. And I think this contributed to my confusion about what Final Fantasy even was. But, you know, I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it was really actually heralded as a very good movie in the end. But, I had a decent time with it. Oh my god, more enemies. This is one of the annoying things about these Japanese RPGs. And this was like a thing that was true in like The Adventures of Link or whatever, the second Legend of Zelda game that was ever made on the Nintendo, which is that these random encounters in the overworld, you're just walking around and all of a sudden you're like sucked into a battle, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it. Okay, my limit or something has been reached. Okay. I got braver. Oh, this guy, he is regretting getting out of bed in the morning. He just got a mega sword to the face. Wow, this battle is just all over the place. Okay. I do like how if you select an enemy to attack and then the enemy dies, it'll just automatically move you to the next one. Like, it knows, yeah, you know what, you want to just attack the next guy. It doesn't, like, cancel your attack or something like that. It's actually kind of convenient. Although I guess if you wanted to strategically hit someone else, and it just automatically gave you an attack and it wasn't the guy you wanted to hit, that is kind of annoying. Oh man. One little fireball. You know, Barrett, why don't you just do that as your starting attack? Don't wait for the right moment and flare it up at the end. Just start with that. Okay, let's actually go in and use... Oh my god. Look how low Jay is. Jay and Barrett both need some health here. Should we use one more? No, we'll save it, because we can always use it during combat. You can actually heal yourself during combat, which is convenient. I like how that health is instant, too. It's like, damn, that was a good Gatorade. I just chug it, and I am completely restored. Okay, now they're going to bicker over the bomb again. And that is fine. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it. You know, another series that really played with the kind of Gaia idea was Captain Planet. I already mentioned that. This is another thing that's just showing my age. I mean, if you have no idea what Captain Planet is, I'm probably just an old man in your eyes, but that's fine. It was a cartoon that existed when I was a kid, Captain Planet. It basically was about, like, 5 teenagers from different countries. There's, like, Africa, North America, Russia. I kind of forget the others. But they each got, like, a power ring, and so they would have the power of, like, Earth, wind, fire, air. One kid got stuck with heart. You know, like the kid who can control Earth, he could literally like have like rocks erupt from the earth and like smash things. The kid with fire could like shoot fire and stuff. Wind, the girl with wind. She could blow stuff around. I think she might even have been able to fly sort of unpredictably because you're flying with wind, but still it was a power. The guy got heart. He was kind of like, you know, I don't even know what he could do. Could he like make enemies love him or something? I mean, actually, I guess maybe that would be the ultimate power when you're like an adult. You could like walk into any bar and pick up any girl because you have like the power of love. Although that's... I don't even know what that would count as because it's not like love of their own volition. You're forcing them to love you. It's like brainwashing, essentially. You have the power of brainwashing. I don't know. Anyway, these 5 kids could all use their powers together, and the powers would combine into a hero called Captain Planet, and Captain Planet was interested in saving the world from pollution, as you might be able to guess from the name. And essentially all the bad guys in Captain Planet in this cartoon were out there trying to pollute, destroy the world. So kind of like in Final Fantasy here, they were like the evil corporation that was trying to suck away the life force from Gaia, which also was kind of the plot with Final Fantasy the movie, so I guess there's some connection. Gaia was a thing, and the bad guys were trying to destroy its life force. But Captain Planet also had a lot of Star Trek Next Generation actors in it, actually. Gargoyles was another cartoon that did that, actually. Kind of interesting when characters from like one series go and like totally get involved in another. So a lot of Star Trek Next Generation people like LeVar Burton and Whoopi Goldberg were involved in Captain Planet, and then you had like... Oh shoot, I wasn't even paying attention! Cloud died! Oh my god! Epic fail. I can't believe that. Okay, well I guess we gotta heal Barrett's. Are you kidding me? What? Oh my god, don't reminisce about old cartoons. Will you play this? Oh my god. Game over screen, : game over. Alright, we're back. Killing this stupid thing. I gotta pay a lot more attention to the health there. I was too busy blathering on about Captain Planet and Gargoyles. Basically, Gargoyles, all I wanted to say about it was that the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation did a lot of voices in that, and it was kind of cool when actors maintained a posse from a previous series and did that. I mean, like, modern examples of that are the fact that basically the whole cast of Firefly, I believe, voice ODST Marines in Halo ODST, which is actually kind of cool. I was never a huge Firefly fan, you know, as blasphemous as that is. Probably get a lot of Firefly fan hate for saying that, but that's actually a tongue twister. Firefly fan hate. But Halo ODST was a good game. I really enjoyed that one, and I did like how all the Marines were voices from the Firefly team. You know, it was kind of cool, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I had seen episodes, so kind of neat to see. But attack while its tail is up. Okay, it's gonna counterattack us with lasers. Here's the time where I normally die. Here's the time where I have to definitely pay attention. How much damage does it do per laser hits? Does like 80. Okay, so Cloud definitely needs to use health. Oh my god. Okay, item, potion on me. Okay, and now attack? Okay. Actually, I didn't mean to do that, but might as well attack. Shoot, I'm like so close to dying. This is not gonna work out well for me. I think every time I attack it, it attacks back. Oh god. Oh god. Don't kill us! Ah! We died again! What the hell? How do I keep dying on the tutorial level? Why do you mock me with 2 game over screens? What am I doing wrong? I didn't think I would fail this hard at Final Fantasy on the first freaking level. Alright, to hell with planting the bomb. Can we go in here? I don't wanna fight that thing anymore. It keeps kicking my ass. Who knew that the first level to actually have a boss where you have to fight? Oh, you two guys are in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Although you're stabbing me in the back. What a jerk move. Yeah, we're gonna make you pay for that, buddy. How about a machine gun to the chest and a sword to the face? These guys do not look human. Must just be like random security guards working for minimum wage. Like, I don't want to be here as much as you don't want to fight me. Alright, here we go. They had 30 gold and a potion. Well, a potion will be important for me not dying. What should like a good... What is an effective strategy against a giant mechanical scorpion robot? Because I clearly don't know. I clearly am failing at this pretty hardcore. Okay, let's use an item here. Whoops. Let's actually use an item. Use potion, sure. I mean, I never survived long enough in a fight to actually use these things effectively. They restore 100 health. What kind of magic do I have? Absolutely nothing. Do I have anything I could equip? Nothing and more nothing. Okay. I guess that's about it. I like how my my in-game time... Actually, that's kind of cool. It tells you the in-game time. My in-game time is 12 minutes. What are we up to? Like half an hour on this video? I'm up to actually 40 minutes of recording stuff, but I definitely have cut stuff out. The part where I had to get back to this section after dying. Okay, you guys go ahead and bigger. I did read that one of the things people complained about in this game was the localization of the text, because this was obviously originally a Japanese game, but so far I'm not noticing, like, the dialogue being that weird. I mean, it's a little stiff, but like all these games sometimes have stiff dialogue or a little cheesy dialogue. I was expecting maybe some like English, where it's sort of mistranslated Japanese into English that sort of has really poor grammar and is kind of funny. I actually love that poorly translated stuff. There's something really like charming about it, I find. So I'm actually kind of, you know, when I read that this game, people complained it wasn't translated very well, I was actually like, that's actually fine with me. I'm looking forward to some kind of comical stuff here. I like the bad translation. And it's nothing against, like, you know, I guess English is what you call it when there's badly translated, like, Japanese to American or English. But, you know, it's nothing, like, personally against Japanese people or anything like that. I prefer funny translations that go both ways. One of my favorite poor translation stories actually is Coca-Cola. So back in the day, Coca-Cola's slogan, I guess, was Coke brings you to life. That was their slogan in America in like the 80s or something like that. And one of my favorite bad translation stories was they tried to bring it to China, I think. And they just had the slogan, brings you to life, translated more or less, you know, just word for word. But when it got to China, it didn't do too well. And it's because the literal translation didn't work out so well. So in China, Coke's slogan was, Coke, revives your ancestors from the grave. Which actually, that would make me want to try the soda more. Has sort of like, oh god, with the freaking tail laser. Okay, it does seem to like counterattack me. Oh my god. Okay, use that on him. Use that on him. Okay. I guess we have to attack here. I really don't want to. Because no matter what I do to him, he seems to... Oh, his tail just went down. So when his tail goes up, then we're just supposed to like wait it out. I get it. Okay. Well, I guess it helps to read the combat dialogue. I thought he was saying attack when the tail is up. Maybe he was saying don't attack when the tail is up. Because then we'll totally get counterattacked and wiped out. That's actually very interesting. Oh god. He just poked me with his tail. It's very interesting that there's that, we beat him, that mechanic in the game. So enemies take on like different battle stances maybe. And you have to like plan your attacks accordingly to what they're doing, because maybe there's counterattacks and so on. Whoa, an assault gun. Yeah, take it all, man. We want to equip that. I guess we don't have time. Come on, let's get out of here. Whoa! I picture like a comedy duo running out of an exploding building. Ooh, there we go. Whoops. One thing with these isometric games, I was holding down there, and now I have to hold up here. So I held down, I went back to the other screen. Okay, here, we're totally going to save the game, though. Because I know myself, and I don't trust myself to get out of this place without dying. Okay, slot number 1. Yes, I do want to save there. There we go. Played for 16 minutes, a little more than 100 more gold. Okay, now... This is like one of those scenarios where you should be fleeing too, guards. Don't you guys also want to live? I hear living is something that's quite enjoyable. Ugh. There's one level in Halo 2, I think, which I always thought was awesome, where like you're in like the alien city as the Master Chief fighting a bunch of aliens, and you have to like work your way through all these guards and stuff. But then at a certain point, the city starts to like self-destruct, and then all the guards stop fighting you and they just start fleeing, and it's just chaos. And you can choose to fight them or you can just flee. It's actually, I always thought that was so cool. I mean, you know, Halo is one of my favorite games, and I think it has so much interesting depth to the AI in it. But that always stood out to me as a really cool idea. Now, these guards should take a hint and also flee. Interesting how our time is still also counting down here. Okay, no time for the victory poses, guys. Let's keep running. Let's keep running. So I guess if you get too many random encounters, it can really screw you for, you know, escaping this place. 8 minutes seems like a generous amount of time, though. I think we can escape in 8 minutes. I'm just gonna run straight up that. Yep. Okay. This guy's just waiting for us the whole time. He's like, how'd you do down there? Hope you didn't encounter any giant scorpions. Could have helped you significantly with that. Are you coming, dude, or... you alright? My leg got stuck. Thanks. What? Wait. Oh man, if I had rescued him earlier, would he have actually helped me fight the scorpion? So, what a rude thing to do. I was following this guy into the, like, reactor, and then he's, like, stuck there with his leg stuck. I'm just like, yeah, see ya, and I just carried on with my mission, totally ignored his plight. Sounds like something I would do, but it is still pretty rude, I think. Alright, here we go. Oh, guards! Maybe they don't know there's a bomb. They're like, stop him! He's escaping! And we're like, yeah, you're probably all literally about to die. Ow. Take that. What are these, like, turrets? They look like sentient little lasers. I guarantee they've got gold. They were gonna buy laser or robot things after this. I guarantee it. Yep, they had a little bit of gold. Hopefully we can buy some awesome stuff after this. It's like, where'd you get all this gold? We blew up a factory. Don't worry about it. Well, you know, I think that guy returned the favor by me not helping him earlier, because he does not seem to have waited for me in the elevator. Like, I don't know where he went, but he's gone. He just started running. He kept running. Hey, thanks to everyone for helping with that, because by standing up here doing nothing, you really made my life a lot easier. Killing that stupid scorpion by myself. Beam gun! Like Mega Man. They look like totally evil, though. Ugh, get out of here with your crap. Now, in all RPGs, I'm a hoarder. I think everyone is. Like, I totally could use some potions to heal, but my mentality right now is that we're not that close to death. If I have to, I'll use a potion, but what I think is going to happen is we're about to pass the level. When we pass the level, we're totally going to have full health. So, yeah, I hoard. Because you only use the potions if you absolutely need to. If you play a lot of RPGs, you must get good at, like, saving money in your bank account. Okay, can we actually leave, though? Dude? Let's go! Let's go! Okay. Code deciphered. Ah, there we go. We have to talk to this guy. Hey, here's a pro tip. Don't wait for me to tell you to go. Just go. Okay? Now you go. Oh my god. You guys, if it was up to me, you would just... if I didn't do anything, you guys would have stood there until you blew up. Wouldn't you? Worthless hackers. Here we go! Let's bolt, boys! It is! Woo! I hope there were no more random guards in there. Otherwise, we just straight up murdered them. We blew up... oh, do we have to blow up like 7 more towers? No? Seems we blew up something pretty insignificant. It was like, yes, 1 of 7 hydroelectric dams is gone. The rest are still pretty operational. City still has power, and now we're trapped and we're gonna die. Keep the planet going at least a little longer. Yeah! What kind of evil corporation literally sucks the life force out of a planet? Like, you can make the case that, like, we're doing something similar with, like, oil and stuff. But it's like, yeah, oil is not good for the environment. Well, maybe we're doing that. Who knows? I guess I can't really point fingers. Those are glass houses. I mean, modern society is really screwing up the environment. Really hardcore. It's actually very depressing to think about it. But, okay, my criticism would have been, literally, if there was a life force, a literal life force to the Earth, and we were sucking that away. Hey, if it's about your money, save it till we're back at the hideout. What? He's got my money? That was never part of the deal. Hey, give me my money, you jerk. Okay, wait. Wait for me too, as well. That's the other thing. Don't leave me. Loveless, 625. But if there was a literal life force to the Earth, and we were sucking it out, hey, just push that girl down. That would be a pretty sinister thing to do. Flower girl, excuse me. Push her down! That's what we do here. What happened? Nothing. Hey, listen. Okay, we're gonna try and pick her up. I know where this sentence is going. You have beautiful eyes. Don't see many flowers around here. Oh, these? Do you like them? They're only a I just interrupt her mid-sentence. Gimme one! Oh, thank you. You know, the city's just sort of in chaos right now. We're taking a moment to buy a flower. I think that speaks volumes to our character. Here you are. And now, can we follow her? I feel like she's pretty significant to the story. The opening cutscene lingered on her. We have just a bunch of random people running into random directions. Okay. Where are we actually supposed to go now, I wonder? Oh. I know we're supposed to take this random... somebody left the Gatorade out, and I am taking it. All the potions in this game are now Gatorades, I've decided. Because, like, what is a potion? If someone came up to you on the street and was like, hey, here's a potion, it'll heal you, drink it. That's pretty shady. Potions don't exist in modern society. Like, what the hell would a potion even be these days? A potion is basically code for, this is pseudoscience bullcrap. This is not a real thing. Here is a quote-unquote potion. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Potions are nothing. Hey there. Later. Uh-oh. Later. Oh, God. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to fight them. I guess I should have fought them in smaller doses. Ooh, I did heal. See, I told you. So I'm fighting, like, attack from both sides. Whoa, rude! Okay, let's attack the guy behind me first. I'm gonna get rid of him. So now we just have a one-sided battle. Well, there was like 20 of them that had cornered me and only 3 decided to fight. I guess the rest were kind of like, let's just see how this plays out. I don't want to get involved in a whole battle I'm not going to win thing. I feel like a machine gun would do more than 4 damage. That giant sword is just super effective. What is the story of that sword? Is it like magic or special, or is it just something he happens to have? Like the fact that he just started on level... he was a level 6 just to begin with. You didn't start this game at level 1. You just started level 6. Okay, they were all still here. That's as far as you go. I don't have time to be messing around with you guys. Enough babbling. Grab him. Oh, but you didn't count on that. Full motion video, sucker. It's a full motion video escape. That'd be kind of cool if that happened in real life. Like, you get cornered by someone, and then all of a sudden, like, reality changes to, like, a clearly higher quality version of reality, and you escape in some awesome way. The full motion video escape. Wedge. Jay never came. They're, like, all deeply saddened by this. Jay. Wonder if he was killed. Everyone thinks that when they're not around, this is what happens. Literally everyone else in the room talks about you. Because we're all little egotistical maniacs. No way. Don't say those things about Jay. Jesse's like, Jay? I'm gonna, like, burst in the door and surprise them all. Jay? What was that? Was that Jay? Say, do you think Jay's gonna fight to the end for Avalanche? Avalanche is an acronym, right? I wonder what it could stand for. Couldn't even possibly invent something, actually. I'm sure there's words it stands for. The hell would I know? Do I look like a mind reader? He's, like, so angry about it. Don't talk to me as if Jay's not making it. I'm gonna hit this box in rage. Alright, we'll skip this dialogue. He's still hitting that box. Oh, poor box. Huh? Huh? Somebody's knocking on the door. Whoa! It's Jay! Jay! Jesse's like, Jay! It is me, Jay. I have come. I imagine they all talk the way you see in those old Japanese movies with the lips are moving, the dubbed. Dubbed is what I mean. Where the lips are moving, but the voice is totally not syncing up with it. Blah, blah, blah. Whoa, did he just say shit? Whoa. Cursing in a game. A Square game. You wouldn't have seen that in the Nintendo version, let me tell you. Nintendo is very strict on their family friendliness. Although, they kind of back off a little more these days, but they still want their games to be pretty family friendly. Okay. We're just, like, jumping into the camera. One at a time. Is Jessie a boy or a girl? Because that name could be... I think it's a girl. I think she likes me, too. Oh, Jay, your face is pitch black. Okay. She just wanted an excuse to touch me. That is a sign, guys. If there's a girl talking about you, making excuses to touch you, deciding to hang out with you, sad when you're not around, that is a sign that she likes you. And now we're just... What is that guy doing to that pole? What is he doing? Last train out of Sector 8, blah, blah, blah. Kind of cool. We're, like, traveling through the world. Don't mind us, just a ragtag group of freedom fighters, the giant sword on my back. That guy's still doing that thing to the pole, though. The giant sword on my back, it means nothing. He's like, this is why I hate the last train. Hoo boy. Why? Because we're on it? Okay, now what is he doing? He just... Whoever is standing there has to, like... I don't know what the... I don't even want to know. Oh. You're bothering the other passengers. What? Just gonna stay back here like animals? We have rights, you know. This is my house. Make yourselves at home. Oh, some guy lives here? Headlines. So they're starting to mix in the sort of talking aspect. So RPGs, they're always a mix of exploration, combat, and talking. And they started us off in Final Fantasy VII here, right in the mix of combat, which I actually appreciate. A lot of RPGs start with the story and the dialogue, and actually I find sometimes that kind of makes getting into the game a little slower. Starting with the action was actually, I think, a really wise move on Square's part. The exploration and dialogue so far has been on the light side for this game. I don't know if that changes or not. If it doesn't, that's not the worst thing in the world. It's fine to have an RPG that's a little more combat focused. But, you know, RPGs are traditionally a mix of these things. Okay. Another interesting thing about the Final Fantasy series, as we just totally ignore what these guys are saying, I guess we blew up one of 8 reactors. We're going to work our way through all 8 of them, I imagine, in this game. Is that the Final Fantasy series was huge in Japan, and it was always beloved in North America. Like, I think Final Fantasy 1 did well, and Final Fantasy 2 and 3, I think, would have done well, but they were never released in North America. So, eventually, Final Fantasy 4 was released in North America, but because 2 and 3 never were, they decided to call it Final Fantasy 2. And then I don't think they released 5. They ended up releasing Final Fantasy VI as Final Fantasy III. So one thing that Final Fantasy fans, and even I know about, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, one thing that Final Fantasy fans definitely know about the series is just how messed up the numbering system was for the North American games back in the day. When you have Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 in North America, and then the PlayStation Final Fantasy comes out, and you're like, yes, Final Fantasy 4 is coming out, and then the game launches, speak of the devil, and it is Final Fantasy 7, you're like, what the what? Then the jig is up, and you realize that, hey, there's a bunch of Final Fantasies they haven't been releasing over here. And, yeah, so I think these days you can get a hold of, obviously, the Japanese Final Fantasies, and Final Fantasy fans have gotten a hold of it, but it's weird they never released it. It's like they just didn't think it would do as well, or something? I don't know. I mean, back in the day, you could get away with those kinds of things. Before the internet, you know, people in North America really had no idea what people in Japan were playing. So there were games that existed in Japan that we just had no idea about. Which is why, like, for a long time, people didn't know that Mario 2 was based on Doki Doki Panic, and then it's, like, big news that it was when it finally came out. For anyone who doesn't know, Super Mario 2 that we got in the US was not the Japanese version of Super Mario 2. It was a reskinned version of a game called Doki Doki Panic. That's not, like, really trivia these days. I feel like so many people know that. But, yeah, those are the type of things that, like, without the internet, you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know things, guys, without the internet. Guys, if you've grown up with the internet, you were like the luckiest generation. I wish we had the internet when I was growing up. I mean, I'm so happy we have it now. It definitely has changed the way knowledge exists on Earth. It's crazy when you think about it. I mean, hell, you're watching this on the internet. Back in the day, if I had done this quest in like the 80s, if the 1001 Games Just Play Before You Die book existed in the 80s, and I decided I'm going to play through that book in the 80s or whatever, or in the 90s even, I would just be doing it by myself in a basement, and there'd be no one to listen to these long, laborious rants of mine that you're listening to right now. This is a lot of dialogue, by the way. They went from like no dialogue to like tons of it. Now we get another cutscene. This game had like an insane number of cutscenes. Like, I want to say either 33 or 380, which I know is a huge discrepancy. 3 is in the number. I read this before I played the game. But yeah, the internet, man, it opens eyes about the rest of the world. So now we know about games in Japan a lot easier. And we know about a lot of other stuff. You know, there was a time during the Cold War when you just had no idea what Russian society was like, and so a lot of people assumed the worst and listened to the propaganda that they were like evil and so on. And they weren't evil, they were people too, but they were living in very different circumstances, and the ideologies of the, you know, Stalin regime and stuff were horrible. But it is what it is. You know, these days America's having their issues with Russia again now, but it's not quite the same. Although I guess in Russia there's lots of propaganda. They're not really getting the full story of like international relations. But definitely people in America, they don't view Russia as like the devil. They have a more nuanced view because, especially if you pay attention to the news or like watch or look up anything or actually talk to people who live in Russia, and you can do that now. You couldn't do that back during the Cold War. You can get on an internet forum and ask anyone in Russia anything right now. The fact that you can communicate with people in these countries really changes the dynamics of the world, I would say. Okay, anyway, we're here in Trash Town. This is where we live. We're going to stop talking about international relations and start talking... Is that guy peeing in the corner? He's totally peeing in the corner. Or if he's not peeing, I really don't want to talk to him right now. Let's see what he says. Oops! What on earth are you doing? Just butt out, jeez. You come to see it too? There was a bomb on top of that pillar. No point in worrying about that. Look, it's huge, ain't it? Okay, we're talking about the pillar, right? Okay, good. Good. Yeah. That's a big pillar. They're like, behold, the height of the pillar. It is a big place where lots of tall things are. Like, very sad music going on. Do they not want to live under the pillar? Just move! Lights coming out of the pillar. It looks like a lighthouse, almost. It's like a pillar to a bridge. Ooh, wow. This is a strange and wonderful place. This is my place. But you can come here when you want. Bye, bro. Peace? Yo, Jay, over here, now! So demanding. I will be over there when I'm good and ready, sir. I have to save my existence right now. Interesting how you can even move the finger over like these gaps. Can't really do anything. Like in some games you would just skip over the gap. It's kind of a weird aspect of the game. Okay, let's save file 3, sure. Just me. I'm a level 8 in the Sector 7 slums. Booyah. Yeah, I'm in the slums. Slumming it up, slumlord style. Alright. We're going to the gutter? Did people just get killed in there? He's like... he's like aping out, like beating his chest. Well, what's he doing to that girl? He's like karate chopping her shoulders. What the hell is happening in this game? Seriously. Looks like the worst massage I've ever seen in my life. Did you hear? Don't care. Did you hear? My options are, I don't care, or no, what? Okay, fine. There's news update. They say that there was a terrorist explosion. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Do you know what this means? I like how don't care is a default option. They know that if you're playing this game, you usually don't want to be bothered with dialogue. No, tell me. You see, I keep on top of these things. And if you ask me, if you knock out Midgar's power, then all of his computers and signals are going to be knocked out too. Okay. Innocent people got killed. That's trouble. Seriously. Why are you hitting her? Explosions, explosions. Oh man, Avalanche is so cool. Imagine hearing some news that got you so excited that you ran outside and just started beating some girl on her shoulders and back. Most bizarre way to celebrate ever. This guy's having a seizure. He's just like wiggling his arms in the sky. Whoa, I'm blitzed. I just love the homemade cocktails. He's just hammered. Dancing to no music. Or maybe the sad, depressing violin music is playing through the loudspeakers of this slum, and this is what he's dancing to. If so, you're putting too much energy into it. You gotta calm down. You need like a peaceful waltz for this kind of music. Go on ahead. YG, thanks. Is your full-time job like being a bouncer? Get off your slow-moving ass. Oh my god, they swear in this game. Awesome. What do we got in here? A bar? Papa! I have a child? What? This game's getting deep. Do I have a wife too? Aren't you gonna say anything to Jay? Oh, guys, meet my kid. I had no idea. Welcome home, Jay. Looks like everything went well. Yes, it did. Did you fight with Barrett? You can say yes or lie to your children. I'm gonna lie. What do they say? You've grown up. When you were little, you used to get into fights at the drop of a hat. Okay. Please enter a name. I don't know who this person is. Why am I getting to name her? Is it my wife or my child? My sister? I'm gonna name her... I'm gonna give her like a really stupid name. How about Bojo? Bojo. Can we do like an exclamation point? No. We'll put a plus. This is future. We'll do Bojo +1. That's your name. Oh man, imagine someone walked into a bar and named you, and then they named you Bojo +1. Flowers? How nice. Oh, I bought them for you, I guess. You almost never see them here in the slums. Bojo +1 says, but a flower for me? Oh, Jay, you shouldn't have. Who should I give it to? I guess Bojo plus... Marlene's a little girl. It's my daughter, I suppose. I'm gonna give it to Bojo +1 because I think... Because I like the fact that I got to name her, and I think she's like supposed to be my lover or sister or something. I don't know. Actually, lover/sister is not a good combination. Yeah, scratch what I just said there. Thank you, Jay. It smells wonderful. She's older, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe I should fill the store with flowers. You just said they were rare. Where are you gonna get them? I'm not going on flower runs if that's what you're implying. Okay. These people are freaking me out, man. Let's just see real quick. Oh, here comes this dude, Barrett. Papa, welcome home. Wait, he's your dad? Did you just call everyone Papa? Aw, man, I thought I had a daughter. I guess not. Just wanted to see really quick if we could get to another action scene, but oh my god, there's like a secret room down here. Okay, I imagine that the plot's gonna go on for a while here, so maybe we won't get to see another action sequence. Wait, can we also go down there? Thanks for waiting for me, by the way. Everyone goes down. Doesn't even wait for me. Whoa, look at this little room. This is awesome. This is what I want my basement to be like. Giant TV. Computer that is clearly from the DOS era. I hope they're playing something awesome like Commander Keen. We got a punching bag. We got a whiteboard. Looks like a fax machine / toilet roll to my left there. Whoa, what is he doing to that guy? He's shaking him. Oh my god. Good use of depth throwing him at the camera. Your skinny ass working for Avalanche now. Jeez. This guy's got attitude. Well, I don't think I'm going to make it to another combat sequence. I could, I suppose, keep going, but, you know, this is a very long game. We've seen quite a bit of combat, and, you know, there's just far more than I'm going to be able to get into. I mean, really, this is just a taste, you know. With my Let's Play 1001 series here, I'm really just trying to get a taste of each game, and I feel like I've got a good sense of Final Fantasy here. So let's start to wrap it up here. You know, what are the pros of this game? I think this game starts off really well. I think, you know, now we're getting into a lot of story and stuff. But unlike some RPGs I've played, they don't start with the story, they really start in the action, and I like that. And it did build up the complexity of the combat system fairly well. And we had a difficult boss that killed me a few times, but I don't think it was unreasonable. I think it was necessary to really start to raise the stakes of the game that were happening. So, yeah, I'm enjoying the world that's here. I think it's kind of cool. It's obviously less of an open world, it seems, than some other games I've played. This feels a little more linear, but because of that, it's probably going to have a superior story. And I know that this game is like one of the RPGs out there. This is a game that so many people know, that was highly, highly regarded. And so I suspect it's going to have a really good story. It may be relatively linear. I don't know how much choice you have in how the story plays out, so maybe less open worldy than that. But, you know, sometimes you got to pay that price to have a really good, complicated story, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing in this case. What are some of the cons? It's really hard to come up with any. I mean, usually what I list for cons are things that kind of annoyed me as I was playing. I honestly didn't really get annoyed with this game. I mean, I suppose the apparent linearity. Listen, Jay, I'm asking you to please join us. Forget you. Sorry, Bojo +1. The planet is dying. Slowly but surely it's dying. Someone has to do something. So let Barrett and his buddies do something about it. It's got nothing to do with me. Goodbye, Bojo +1. You're just gonna walk out, ignoring your childhood friend? Oh, you're my childhood friend. Sorry? You forgot the promise, too. Promise? So you did forget. Frankly, I don't even remember any part of my childhood. In fact, I'm pretty sure Cloud Strife is dead. My name is Jay. I've taken over his body, and he's just gone. Remember, Jay? It was 7 years ago. Oh, we're doing. There's flashbacks in this game. Told you it was a detailed story. Anyway, cons. I can't think of too many cons, to be totally honest. This is a game that, you know, it's rated well. People love it, and I enjoyed. If I had more time, I would continue playing, and maybe one day I'll come back to it and actually sort of do a multi-part series and actually try and get through a lot farther. But for today, we're going to call it. Is this a game you should play before you die? What do you guys think? What do you think? The answer, of course, is absolutely. This is a great game. And it definitely deserves the praise that it's got. And yeah, the graphics, I guess the one con is the graphics look a little dated, but you know, when you're playing retro games, you're not doing it for the graphics. And in fact, the dated graphics sometimes make the game. Love how we named her Bojo +1. And it's not Bojo, it's Bojo! Because it's all capitals. So there you go. Or maybe it stands for something like brilliant, obtuse, J, organic. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't know what it would possibly stand for, but maybe it's an acronym. Bojo +1. Guys, if you've enjoyed watching me check out Final Fantasy VII today, you know what you should do? First of all, you should go out and try Final Fantasy for yourself. Second of all, you should check out this book, this 1001 Games You Must Play Before You Die book that I've been working from. You may actually find some hidden gems in it that you might want to check out. Of course, you can continue following my series if you want, because I'm checking out all the games one at a time. And on that note, you should also go ahead and like and subscribe to this video and subscribe to the channel, because there's plenty more games, there's plenty more videos a-coming, and you don't want to miss out. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with me, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Peace. She's sad about all the boys leaving town. Aww. What the? I want to join soldier. Maybe this is an example of the poor translation. Shouldn't that be army? Or maybe soldier's an acronym for an army? That don't make a lot of sense.